This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details. Fan.
All right, I can give you better weather than that. I was talking to Saucy about something. So the weather is 76, little chance of rain today. 82 sun tomorrow. 83 sun Wednesday. 84 sun Thursday. There you go.
All right.
Yeah, and then, we're off on the 4th, which is Friday, right?
Yes, sir.
And it's going to be 86 and a little bit of rain.
Yeah, hopefully that rain is like later in the night.
Or early in the morning.
Or early morning. But I think if I am playing junior weather guy, I think the rain, that chance of rain is more overnight into Saturday, which is why Saturday looks like there's a chance of rain as well. It's very similar, I think, what happened last night. I had no idea it was supposed to rain last night. Then I wake up, I'm like, it freaking rained again?
Yeah.
Your power go out?
No.
Mine did, yeah.
Last night?
Like this morning, like 3 hours ago. Yeah.
You should just move.
It's back on.
Oh, is it?
Well, yeah, it's Edina.
Did you lose power when we had the tornado sirens going off at 1 a.m.?
Did you?
No.
That was greasy.
We watched, we have this like huge, with this really tall fir tree in the backyard that we keep just saying like, we should probably take that down at some point in time.
Because it's going to get knocked over.
Bending over. And I'm like,
Button bar.
it's gone.
Muss, is your garage okay?
It's fine, actually. It was a weird. Hi, guys.
Mussy.
Morning. It was a weird night because at about, I want to say 12:30 a.m., I get this text from Zach that says, "You up?" And I was like, "Oh no! Does he think he's actually texting Tommy right now?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "You got some serious weather coming through." I'm like,
He texted just you?
Yeah. Yeah. And he's like, you should probably take shelter. I'm like, okay, cool. Pretty cool light show right now. Just standing in my garage. Did have a gummy. That light show was pretty sweet. But yeah, it was just, you up? What? Why are you texting me? I thought it was sweet because he was concerned.
Yeah,
he was
it's very nice of him.
I care, man. I care.
Right. And then, of course, my daughter comes out in the garage. She goes, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm sorry. I'm just doing the old man dad thing. I'm watching the storm come in."
Did you have your hands fisted and then like on your hips, just
akimbo,
like a power stance?
Oh,
just
for
watching
sure.
out.
Yeah. Don't worry, everybody. I got an eye on this thing.
And let's flip it for a second. I'm the last person that judges anybody else's Vegas trip. Everybody gets to do Vegas their own way. I'm about the lamest Vegas person there is because I'm basically either watching Office reruns or playing poker, right? So I'm the wrong person to criticize other people's Vegas trips. However, if you just said it was 12:30, that means Zach on a Sunday night in Vegas is watching Minneapolis weather and texting people he's concerned for.
And high as possible.
At 10:30 on a Sunday night.
Yeah.
That's his Vegas experience.
Oh, and we were definitely in the eye of the storm, but
Which he knew.
Yeah. I texted him when we were awoken by the alarm going off on our phones and we were in a tornado warning. And I said, "Should we go downstairs?" And he said, "If it were just the two of you, probably not." And then we didn't. And I was like, "Okay, thanks, Zach."
I like that the phone is buzzing and beeping and saying, "Tornado warning, take shelter," and you still think Zach is more reliable than your phone.
That's exactly what
I don't believe you, Mr. Phone.
Well, then we turned on Channel 9 and Ian was live and local, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then we just watched all the lightning and went back to bed.
It was a fun conclusion.
Yeah. I mean, if it's going to get real greasy, then maybe we go downstairs, but it didn't even look that greasy out. It was just a lot of lightning, not a lot of wind.
Did you text Zach and ask?
No. Zach gets weather. Thanks, Rose.
You didn't text him, "You up?"
No, not like he texted you. That was meant for somebody else, but then when you responded, he had to pretend he was concerned about
Take shelter.
No.
Take shelter.
Yeah.
Hi. Pretty nasty there.
I may have had just like an instant knee-jerk reaction if I got that from Zach at 12:30 in the morning. You know that phone throwing contest?
You'd win.
And I would just be like, why is he texting me that?
Yeah.
I was curious.
Zach sent me the same thing. He said, "You up?" And I didn't respond. But while I had the 3 dots going, basically, he's like, "Do you want to go downstairs?" Didn't understand that. And then he said, "This is about to get greasy."
Yeah, I got the same text and it said you might want to get tested.
Wow. Man, he's texting everybody.
I'm like, Zach, this is
Zach,
hockey.
wrong person.
He's out there fishing.
He is.
He's fishing in Vegas.
He's a fisherman.
He's a fisherman.
Yeah, the 4th text said, "About to blow hard."
Oh.
And I'm like, man, I didn't know the
now
winds were.
you made it weird.
Yeah, you made it weird.
Come on.
The next text said his basement was wet.
Wow.
Maxo.
Hey,
Good morning, Max.
Good morning.
Off the top rope.
Buenos dias.
This is KFAN News with Chris Hockey, presented by the St. Paul Saints.
Celebrate Independence Day at CHS Field with Rock the 4th, featuring Hairball. July 4th, that's right, and fireworks. The Saints are on the road this week, but you can still have a blast at CHS Field with great music and Independence Day fireworks, headlined by Hairball with opening act Yam House. Great bands, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Tickets are only $30 for adults, $15 for kids 12 and under. Go to saintsbaseball.com for tickets. Hairball and Yam House at CHS Field on July 4th. That's pretty cool, man.
Hell yeah, man.
Get on.
Hawk, I know that you do this for a living.
Yes, sir.
And I know they do that for a living.
Yes, sir.
But that's one of those sacred days that you can hire me for a concert on Christmas Day. I'd be like, okay,
Yeah.
I'll work Christmas night. That's fine. We do all the stuff during the morning anyway.
right.
It's basically over. But 4th of July, don't touch my 4th of July.
Yeah, I know. You've always felt that way.
I'm booked out.
That's your day.
That's my day.
That's your favorite. You love it.
Yeah. How many times have you worked on 4th of July?
Almost every one of them.
And you're cool with it?
Yeah, yeah. To be honest with you, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm very un-American.
No.
Or maybe you're super American
That
because
might
you're
be
out
it.
making that dollar, right?
Well, that's right.
Capitalism.
That's
Let's
right.
go.
That's right. No, I like it. There's always some sort of fireworks show involved, and it's also you get you get paid to go to a fireworks show,
Right.
and you
Yeah.
get to rock out.
That's true.
What's your 4th plan, Ben? Grilling, boating.
What?
Grilling, motorboating.
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
Voting nice.
Yeah.
you up?
You want to come to my basement?
Is your basement wet
Wow. Greasy.
or at least damp?
That's hot.
Yeah, the word damp is gross
Yeah.
too.
Damp's a gross
Yeah.
word.
I don't know. How about you guys? You guys doing hot dogs and motorboating?
I'll be in Annandale playing a shozo
Yeah.
The question still remains: you hot dog and motorboating?
if I can get around to it.
After the show, yeah.
Yeah, after the show. Why not?
Yep, if I can get the boat started, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Tie down.
I keep pulling on this
you
thing.
might
I keep
wanna-
pulling on this thing. It just won't start.
Ask her first if she needs to be tied down.
Yeah.
Yeah. You might want to get some consent.
Yeah, for sure. The National Weather Service has confirmed 14 tornadoes took place during Saturday's storms in the Twin Cities. All of the tornadoes happened in Carver County. The 4 were all rated EFO or EF1, EF0, I should say, or EF1, with the strongest generating wind speeds of up to 95 miles per hour. There were also power outages in the metro and more than 50,000 people without power at its peak.
Think about that. We're obviously we need to make it a big deal, but those are like baby tornadoes. There's a lot of tornadoes, but those are baby tornadoes, which is like little infant
Yeah.
tornadoes.
Yeah.
Until it
Still
hits your
very-
house, yeah.
Still very scary and still causes damage. But think about this time of year when you're living in like tornado
Oklahoma.
alley. Yeah, in your Oklahoma. Like if you'd be happy if you got an EF1, you'd be like, no big deal.
Can I ask a dumb question?
Yeah.
Is places like Tornado Alley, it's like Oklahoma, and there's a little of Indiana, right, Hawk?
like
where you grew
All
up?
the way up that way. Yeah.
Is
there's
it because it's so flat? Is that why?
I think it's something to do with that, but I think it's also has to do with the
jet
like the
stream?
jet stream,
I
the
think
way
it's
it
the
comes
mixture
across that
of
country.
the,
And,
yeah, the
right.
humidity from the south mixing with the cold from the north.
It's where the what do you call it? The Mexico, what do you call it? The
El
Gulf
Nino?
of Mexico, the Gulf of Mexico down there, and
The
then
Nino.
and the
The
Nino,
Nino, great bit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah, I'm pretend I do,
Somebody
but I don't
text
know.
Zach and ask if he's up.
Yep.
He's definitely up.
Yep. Researchers at the Mayo Clinic have developed an AI tool that helps identify brain activity patterns tied to 9 types of dementia. The tool, State Viewer, helps researchers find the dementia type in 88% of the cases using a single scan. The AI tool helped also clinicians interpret scans twice as fast with 3 times more accuracy than standard. Researchers trained and tested the AI on over 3,600 scans, including images from patients with dementia and people with cognitive impairment. The AI tool helped identify the disease early, which is a key challenge in dementia care. So there you go. Cool. AI is doing good things too, not just taking over the world. Come with me if you want to live.
Heard an interesting theory about one of the flaws of AI over the weekend. We always say that if you use AI, right, it's right an overwhelming amount of times. But obviously you're like, well, that's just wrong. You don't have to even look things up. You're like, well, they just got that wrong. And the theory was that the further down the AI path we go, the harder it's going to be for a human eye to maybe discern like what's a mistake and what isn't. And then the problem is then AI won't know that it has made a mistake because we're not going to be able to correct it. So then those small little errors compound, because if you have 95% accuracy, that 5% of mistakes will just perpetually get compounded with more and more and more like micro mistakes moving forward.
Because people are lazy, basically, is what you're saying.
Just because we won't be able to catch the mistakes, and now the AI is technically learning incorrectly upon itself, and those micro mistakes will just linger. I don't know if that's right, but that's what I heard. Right. And I'm like, that makes sense to me on the surface.
This is how I ended up in radio, by the way.
Exactly. I don't understand how that works, but that concept of micro mistakes makes a lot of sense.
Because aren't we at the point with AI where it's not self-generating quite yet?
Right.
I mean, all of it's still just gathering inputs. The inputs are put in by human beings. Eventually, AI will be self-learning, and that's where it gets to be a problem.
But here's my and do you guys ever have like smart people thoughts, and then they get to the point where you're like, well, that's about as far as I can go.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, and then you're like, okay, well, I've just farted in my own brain. Here's my thought, okay? Because AI, by definition, has to be fed information in order for it to know information. Okay, so if AI starts to take over humanity, couldn't we just on a global scale feed it incorrect information about the idea that it should kill itself? And then it would only know what we've told it? Because you say it becomes self-learning, but it still can't become self-learning completely because it is a machine.
I think in the world of quantum computing, which we're going to get to in the next 10 or 15 years, I think the way I understand it, it's going to know that you're trying to trick it.
Like that sounds like a Black Mirror episode, right? Where it truly is aware that you're poisoning it.
It's going to be aware that we've had discussions that we're trying to conspire against it. If it was just one person at the helm, I think that absolutely you're correct. But knowing that a decision like that to dupe and conspire against AI, there's going to be lots of people and lots of emails and text messages and digital fingerprints and breadcrumbs along the way.
And the industry making that kind of money to actually feed it, they're going to make sure that they're not going to have this thing die. Right? You know what I mean?
But even if there was like an off-market group of people that are like, we got to take this thing down. There's going to be a digital signature that you guys, that group is leaving, that quantum computing is so good at picking up that it'll know that that's a threat.
Interesting. Yes.
But
that makes sense.
But think about what you're saying. You're saying that then the computer has the concept of skepticism, right? Like it's not believing us, which is crazy. That's a human trait. That's what Nate Silver's got a podcast, the guy from 538, but he has another podcast called Risky Business, and he was talking about this, and he was asking it about poker, because he's a big poker guy as well. He plays in the World Series. And AI is really bad so far at teaching poker, explaining poker, because there's elements that it's just not grasping yet. And apparently at one point, Nate Silver asked it, like, why aren't you better at, analyzing poker for me? Like, why can't you help me more? And the AI basically responded with, you're stressing me out with all these questions and the way, and he's like, stressing you out? What does that even mean that a computer is stressed? Right? You know what I'm saying? Like that. How can that thing be stressed? There should be no stress. You're ones and zeros.
Yeah.
You're the freaking Matrix. What do you mean we're stressing you out? So the idea that eventually it's going to be skeptical, it's going to get stressed. it responds differently if you say please and thank you. It's like, what are we doing?
I know.
Yeah,
It's just terrifying. All
It is, isn't it? And it's incredible. Kind of, my brain does, when we start talking about this stuff, the same thing it used to do in school when we were doing calculus and stuff like that. Suddenly, my brain goes to a cartoon bear riding a bicycle.
Like, there's a whole lot of shutdown.
That's a perfect analogy, which is adorable.
Yeah, it is. But it makes me happy.
Sauce, give me the best example you can think of off the top of your head of what Chris just said, where your brain is like, this is a smart person thought, but I can't quite max out past this.
Man, that's a really good question.
Take your time.
I don't know. Whenever I have to like put something simple together,
Such as?
like any kind of like
Anything from IKEA.
yeah, or like my son's bed that's like 8 in 1. It's like a crib, and then it's like a bed, then it's like a day bed, then it's like a, I don't know, that.
Okay, Lamborghini.
That got me going. Anything that's hard.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I just want to make sure I have this correct.
We're on Sauce AI right now.
So Chris is going for a walk and contemplating whether or not we can basically poison AI's ability to see our threats coming.
Yes.
And you max out at, can I put my son's bed together?
You are correct.
Because it's hard.
Yeah, but like that's, like
No, you're right.
I just don't pay it. Like I don't like I.
No, I get it. No, well said.
Like I don't.
That explains it.
No, we got it.
I think this sentence is maxed out.
Like I don't worry about that stuff.
We noticed.
Because like yes, I got weirder things I worry about all the time. I don't care if like the AI overlords are gonna like ruin everything. Who cares?
Yeah, you got stuff to worry about, like
I don't. MLB The Show. My son, my wife. I don't care.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
Ignorance is bliss, man.
100%.
Ignorance is bliss.
Nailed it.
Don't
You
care.
know what I like about this? This is where we're kind of getting to. He's operating with roll down windows, and I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got manual locks, and I love it because that's where we need to get to. Is like we can't have electronic everything.
Well, that is the optimistic view of AI, though. I think we talked about this last week. The super, super optimistic view of AI is that it's actually going to make our lives significantly easier.
Yeah.
Where we're going to have very little to do, and we're going to be able to spend all of our time doing what we want.
But you know what's killing us? How easy our life is.
100%. We're not challenged in any way.
And this is like
wait a minute. There's the bicycle. There's the bicycle.
no.
There it is again.
What's
Have
the
fun,
song?
little bear. Have fun, little guy. It's the Benny Hill song, by the way. In case you're wondering.
Of course.
I
feel that way every time I'm putting a dresser together from IKEA.
I feel that way every time I'm
Hard.
putting a dress on.
Yeah. What?
What?
Your mic's on.
What?
Yeah,
No.
put on a dress and ride a bike.
He's got a dress on.
That's his
Sauce,
thing.
the only thing on the planet you have to worry about is doing sports when we get back.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
That's next.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Welcome back, Power Trip Morning Show. Hey, guys, before we hit sports real quick, listen to this. Back to our conversation we were just having. Some artificial intelligence systems have been observed to create their own languages, often as a way to optimize communication or translation tasks. These languages are not human languages, but rather patterns or codes that AI develops internally to improve its efficiency. In 2016, Google's neural machine translation system, used in Google Translate, developed its own internal language to facilitate translations between languages. It was not explicitly programmed to translate. The AI essentially created a bridge language to simplify translation processes. And I believe, is that the one you were saying, Max? They had to turn off because they were so afraid of what it was doing?
Yeah, there was multiple that they've had to just completely kill because it created its own language and started.
So we couldn't understand what it was doing.
I believe I read a story one time where AI deliberately was hiding information from its creator. Like it had already discovered the ability to do that. Scary stuff.
You sure this isn't the nerdery, entering in all this stuff, and then they decided to let's do that Star Trek language.
I don't think so.
And
but I do know this. There goes that bear again. Look at her.
Suddenly she's become a sexy bear.
She is.
Oh, yeah. She always was.
She's voluptuous.
Yeah. Hey, Sauce.
Yes, sir.
According to AI, to assemble IKEA furniture, start by organizing all parts and tools, carefully read the instructions, and then follow them step by step, paying close attention to diagrams and fastener types.
Yeah, see.
That was from AI, though.
Yeah.
That's the process, buddy. If needed, though, utilize online resources or assembly services.
Here's the other bit, too, though. When you buy one of these, 8-in-1 crib, bed, car things.
What?
Well, it's like a crib, then it's like a...
I think he was just naming all the words he knew.
Bed.
Yeah.
He's trying to get to 8.
Then it's like a larger bed. Then it's like a day bed. Doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. But when you put it together the first time, there's all these parts that are for when it's a kid bed, when you can roll in and out of it. You don't need the guards on it, whatever, right? Well, I didn't think I'd ever need that. So I don't know where I put that. So then when I had to go back to there's no organization with me, right? I just do the task poorly that I had to do.
Please.
And then when I had to put it back together, I didn't know where the parts were, but then I was an idiot and realized that half the parts I need are already in it, right?
Please stop. Please. Aki, I'm starting to see that bear now.
I know, it's there, isn't it? You see it? Look how voluptuous it is.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you.
It's time for Fan 5 on the Power Trip, presented by All Around, your TimberTech deck building contractor.
All around.
The Minnesota Twins lost 3-rip last night to Detroit. The Twins had 2 hits, and they struck out 14 times. 13 of them were from Tarek Skubal, who was outstanding. He gave up 2 hits. He was unbelievable. The Twins
one hit, I think.
Yeah, 1. But at one point, he had 8 of his 9 outs were strikeouts.
Was he last year's Cy Young Award winner?
Yeah, he's the best. He's probably the best pitcher in baseball.
Yeah,
he's basically Johan Santana, right? He's just unhittable.
Yeah,
the fastball into the changeup is unhittable. The Twins are 12.5 games back. The Twins went 9-18 in the month of June. They've lost 13 of 17, and they had the worst ERA in Major League Baseball for the month of June. They're off today, but then they will battle the Marlins, who have won 7 straight tomorrow. Joe Ryan goes for your Twins.
Damn.
Well, at least tickets are available and affordable.
Yeah.
There's that.
It's over.
It's a fun ballpark to go to.
They're terrible. It's over. It's over for all of them. Julius Randle will sign a new 3-year, $100 million contract to stay with the Timberwolves, Maxo.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty damn good deal. These days, man, these NBA contracts are insane. I think that's a pretty damn good deal for the guy that, he showed out during the playoffs, shot 50% from the floor, averaged over 20 points. Obviously, nobody likes how the Western Conference Finals ended up happening, but we wouldn't have even gotten there without Julius Randle. And we've talked about it. His game is more than just complementary to Anthony Edwards. It helps unlock another level of Anthony Edwards' game. So I think it's important to keep that consistency around Anthony Edwards. And obviously, you got that with the re-signing of Naz Reid, 5 years, $125 million. And then you got Julius Randle, which is also that player option is huge because if things don't work out, then we can just bloop, see you later. So I like it. I like it. I like keeping this team together. They had a deep run in the playoffs. Why? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Do you think they should add a point guard of some sort?
I think they will. Yeah, I think they will. I think everyone is aware, including Mike Conley, that it's just not feasible for him to be starting if this team wants to win a championship. And I think he's a humble guy. He's a guy that knows the game. I think he's more than willing to come off the bench, which would be awesome because he's still like a locker room leader. It'd still be awesome to have him around. But yeah, they got to be in the market for a point guard, 100%.
The U.S. District Attorney's Office is investigating Detroit Pistons guard Malik Beasley on allegations of gambling related to NBA games and prop bets.
This is a weird one, though. Have you guys read the details?
No.
So, the prop bets are the problem, right? If somebody says 3.5 assists over under, that's a pretty easy stat. If you can get to the player, that's a pretty easy stat to rig without changing the outcome of the game, right? You could still have your team win. You could pretty sneakily get that 4th assist or go under on purpose, specifically the under, right? Mm-hmm. It's easier to tank than to guarantee 4 assists. Anyways, long story longer. The weird thing about this one is there was a game where the rebound stat over under for Malik Beasley was 2.5. And they saw unusual activity hammering the under. Like late in the betting process, a whole bunch of money came in on the under. That's interesting. Why is a whole bunch of money coming in on a Malik Beasley under 2.5 rebounds?
Well, Hawk likes to gamble.
But then he got 6 boards. So heavy money came in on the wrong side.
So did he think that he wasn't going to play? And then he got added into the game or something?
I don't know. So all I'm saying is I don't. Those are all the details I know. That was just what I read yesterday. It's going to be interesting to see how they pinch him on this because it sounds like he went the opposite way.
Yeah.
So maybe there's some people behind the scenes or connected to him that thought it was going to be a way that it wasn't. So there might be some kind of insider information that just was incorrect. But why would you hammer the under and then flip it and go the opposite way? I don't know.
Have you seen the play?
Get people off the trail. That's basically, if you throw them one of those kind of games, then they say, "Oh no, I have nothing to do with this. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Why would I do that? That
maybe
doesn't
there
make
is
any
another
sense at all."
series of games they're going to look at. That's very possible, but that's pretty weird to be wrong, right? All the ones that we've seen in the last couple of years. What was that dude's name?
It was who's the guy?
DeJounte Porter, is that his name?
Yeah, is that his brother?
Kid from
Michael Porter is his brother, right?
Yeah, the kid from the Toronto Raptors.
Yeah.
I believe all of the weird stats in those ones went the right way, right? It's if somebody hammered the over, it paid. So I don't know. I don't know what. I'm not trying to give Malik Beasley an out here. I'm just saying before we all just throw him in jail and say you're screwed here. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
This one's weird.
There's that one game though where he was on the Wolves where they were 8.5 point underdogs. And he scored on just a meaningless basket. He grabbed the rebound and ran up the court and scored with a half a second left to keep them as an 8.5 point favorite. There's some weird things that people were tweeting yesterday.
Twitter's found a bunch of, and it could just be random examples that now with the context that we're making, for the joke. But there is some stuff there for sure.
All right, Vikings news if there's any. If not, more of the Power 2 Morning Show after this on The Fan.
Fan.
Elevate your 4th this year with $100 to Fireworks Forever. Check out our contest page for your chance to win a $100 Fireworks Forever gift card to stock up for the 4th. That's KFAN.com, keyword contest to enter today.
Thanks, Maxo. 7:44 Power Trip Morning Show. Here we are. Final day of June, guys. Final day of June. Because I love Radco.
For Vikings news on the Power Trip, presented by
Radco.
Truck Accessories Pro.
Ben?
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Why?
You did not.
I did not.
Make the Vikings.
I know where you're going with this.
Best players of the last 25 years.
I know.
You were close.
But why?
Yeah. I demand a recount.
Hang on. Who's in front of him? Let's be the judge of this. Who made the team?
Greenway didn't get in it.
Greenway and Kendricks.
Oh, son of a...
Greenway and Kendricks.
Yeah. I looked because
Sounds
I thought
like a
for sure
law
it was
firm.
you. I thought for sure it was you.
I did too.
And I said, that tripe, Chad Greenway?
Tripe?
Nice.
Yeah. Thank you. Good word, right?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Not really sure.
Trollop would have been probably.
No.
Do you think it's cool though that
Look up what tripe is. TRIPE.
do you think it's cool that the guy that made the team though grew up looking up to you?
Yeah, you did
So
inspire
in a
him.
sense,
Yeah,
he
he
wouldn't
said-
be where he is without you.
He says that. I don't know. It sounds great. I
think
don't
he's
know if he
full of
really
it.
did.
No, I think he's full.
Yeah,
of
it makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside, but I don't.
Right.
I don't really believe him.
Would you rather have the warm and fuzziness or be in his spot on this list?
I'd rather be in his spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if he still gets nervous to be around you, right? They always say never meet your heroes.
Yeah. I get nervous to be around you because of the feelings it brings up.
Wow, your mic's on.
I was talking to Corey.
Like,
That's not true.
like Muss, do you ever get nervous to meet the Hams bear?
Yes.
Are you afraid you're going to consume him?
Just want to play on the softball team.
No.
Well, looking at it from 1,000 yards up, was Chad Greenway better than you?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Well said. Look
Yes,
at
he
you.
was.
I don't
Was
know if
it
that's-
was Eric Kendricks better than you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anybody else in the last 25 years that's flat out better than you at linebacker? That you top of your head, go.
Flat out better?
Yeah, that it's not
On-
even debatable
on
on
the
the
Vikings?
Vikings.
Well, I would say EJ was better than me and Chad was better than me.
Anthony Barr.
No.
Oh, really?
No way, man.
Love that. Love the confidence.
No.
How did we
I
sign
forget
you
about
if
EJ
you-
all the time, man.
Yeah, he was so good.
Yeah, EJ was a beast. He was a monster, man.
And coming back from that injury. Oh, my Lord.
Yeah,
big deal.
still, yeah, no big deal.
Hideous.
The weird thing is, like, he treated it as no big deal. He was like, he just kind of like, he really took it in stride. I mean, he wasn't much for words anyway, but it was. I know that he was obviously hurting, and I know obviously it's not what he wanted to have happen. But man, if there was a guy that could handle that situation better than him, I'd like to meet that person because he handled that so well.
So, who put out this list?
SI.
Okay, so there's no second team or third team, right? This is just an unofficial
There's
list.
a couple of things that are mentioned.
Yeah, did they say 3 linebackers? Was it just
Just two. Just two.
Which
Yeah.
is kind of weird.
It is kind of weird.
Yeah.
So, do you believe if they had, this is just a website, if they had put out like a second team or a third team, you feel pretty good you would have been in the second or third team mix?
I don't know.
That would be so
I mean,
essentially
the last
top
25
six.
years. The last 25 years.
You should be.
If it was three ways, if it was 3 linebackers per, top 9.
I would like to think so.
Top 9 in the last
I'd
25
like to
years.
think so. Yeah.
Let's see who are we forgetting somebody gigantic? Who are we forgetting?
Pat Williams. Oh, you mean a
Vikings
linebacker?
linebackers all time.
What about Napoleon Harris? Was he any good?
I mean,
I love Napo, but I feel like I was better than him.
I'm going to throw something else out there. You ready?
Yeah.
I believe it should be Jared Allen and Big Ev instead of Jared Allen and Danielle Hunter.
Yeah. Everson was pretty freaking good.
No kidding.
I just always, I don't know.
He's
I
such
mean,
an
Danielle-
athlete.
the
They
thing
even
is,
tried
like,
him at
that's-
linebacker for crying out loud.
Yeah.
That's
Ev was
tough because
outstanding.
when Danielle's pretty freaking good too.
Yeah, I know, but
But there's a I know what you're saying though. There's just he's just a different animal.
yeah.
He's a completely different animal. Danielle was like a lot more technique, and Ev was just a freaking Tasmanian devil.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun to watch.
Can I say something that is controversial and I don't know anything about anything?
Yeah.
I always thought Danielle should have been better. I thought he had the skills to be better than he was.
I would agree
He's
with you on
outstanding now.
Yeah.
He's incredible for Houston.
that. A little stiff, but otherwise,
Wow.
yeah, I thought for sure he was going to be. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, given his size and strength and all of his measurables and all that stuff, I can see how you'd say that.
I thought
He's
that-
just not the twitchiest guy out there.
Right.
And I think that's a big thing. Like, Jared was not, from a physique standpoint, he was like the opposite of Danielle.
Right.
but he had that twitch off the line that just made him, you saw his flash all the time.
Right.
Yes, your hand is up.
this is awesome. Here we go. Full circle.
Yeah.
I asked Google Gemini. That's their AI.
Okay.
Who are the best Minnesota Vikings linebackers since 2000? Gemini says, when discussing the best Minnesota Vikings linebackers since 2000, 2 names consistently rise to the top. Chad Greenway, and it gives a Greenway summation of why he's at the top. Eric Kendricks, and then another paragraph of why he's the best. Other notable linebackers who had significant impacts for the Vikings in the 21st century include, there's only 2 names. Anthony Barr, a talented and athletic linebacker who made multiple Pro Bowls. He was a force against the run and could also rush the passer effectively. And Ben Leber.
Okay.
This is what Google Gemini says about you. A solid and reliable linebacker who was a key part of the Vikings defense during his time in Minnesota. That's pretty general.
It's pretty general.
But they say you're solid and reliable. But
Solid,
they have
reliable. Yeah.
So it's
nothing about my physical attributes.
No, but maybe you're right then. Maybe it is Greenway and Kendricks, and then you're right behind them.
I was just like a warm hug.
Solid and reliable.
Just solid. Yeah. Makes you feel good.
Now, hang on. Just out of curiosity.
Although Eric Nordquist did a really good breakdown years ago about how I had better stats than Anthony Barr. And I was like, wow, I did? And he's like, oh, yeah. He went and compared our stats together. Now, I'm not a stat guy because I think that your value is way more than just stats. But, he may have the Pro Bowls, but I think I was more of an impact player.
While he's looking that up, can I tell you one more thing about Big Ev versus Danielle Hunter? I feel like Everson would tackle you, and then he might bite you.
Yeah.
And I want that out of my defensive end.
Same here.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want him to be pissed at you.
Yep.
Yeah. He's definitely going to let you know he's going to return.
Right.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want there to be an element of danger.
He was like our Bill Romanowski.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you just didn't know if he was just going to like try to rip your balls off or something.
Jeez.
Yeah.
But he'd do it with a smile on his face.
Well, maybe.
I don't know. I think there was rage in those eyes.
Yep.
Okay, tried it again. I asked Grok, which is Twitter's AI.
Sure.
Best linebackers for the Vikings since 2000. They have number 1, Chad Greenway. Long paragraph. Number 2, Eric Kendricks. Long paragraph. Number 3, E.J. Henderson. Number 4, Anthony Barr. Number 5, this doesn't count. I don't think it does. Number 5, Ed McDaniel, because he played until 2001.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
He's a 90s linebacker.
He was great in the 90s.
That doesn't really count.
He was pretty awesome.
So was Corey.
Yeah.
But then honorable mentions, Blake Cashman, he just got here.
Yeah, come on.
Very good, but just got here. Blake Cashman, Eric Wilson, and Ben Leber.
Okay.
So even so,
Put Willie in front of you?
Eric Wilson?
but yeah, that might be a slight stretch.
And I think,
But
he
still,
blocked a bunch of
if we don't
punts.
count Eddie McDaniel, then you're still in that same like 5-ish range.
Sure,
4 or
top
5.
five.
We'll take it, man.
Yeah,
Sure.
man.
That's pretty sick.
That puts me on second team, maybe third team.
If it's 3 linebackers, you're a solid second teamer,
yeah.
which is pretty sick.
Yeah. All right.
It's pretty badass. You're solid and reliable.
Good job, buddy.
Well, thanks, guys. Yeah.
You still are.
I tell you
Solid
what,
and reliable.
none of us are on that list.
Yeah,
I'm not even listed as an honorable mention.
I didn't even think they know I exist.
Let's ask Rock. Do you know if Chris Hockey exists?
Oh, God.
That's an existential question. I don't know if anyone.
What if it just says no?
It's
Still thinking.
It's thinking.
It's still thinking.
Sorry, Hawk.
Yes, Chris Hockey exists. He's an American country music artist, radio host, and producer based in Minneapolis, Minnesota, born on December 25th, 1970 in Union City, Indiana. And then it has a whole bunch of stuff that looks completely freaking accurate.
It put me as a country music artist
First, he's an American country music artist.
Let's go, Hawk.
Wow.
You're a rock star.
Way to go, Hogs.
Wow. Do you believe dreams come true?
Yeah, as a musician, Hockey is the lead vocalist of the Chris Hockey Band and was previously a member of the Minneapolis-based band Rocket Club. He has released several albums, one of which his grandmother hated.
Wow, it says
It doesn't say that.
I added that part.
Okay. Wow. Well, there you
Man.
go. I'm wow.
Interestingly, god dang, this stuff trips me out, man.
Oh, no.
Interestingly, while you asked about the best Minnesota Vikings linebacker since 2000, Chris Hockey also has a connection to the Vikings beyond his radio work. He played linebacker and fullback for the Mississinawa Valley Blackhawks in high school during the 1980s, showing his early involvement in football, though he never played for the Vikings professionally.
My God.
Come on.
This is terrifying.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
You can tell I'm not just making that up. That's exactly what Grok just said. That's an interesting thing that I just
Look at the
asked about
footprint you've put in.
linebackers.
What the bleep?
Man.
It's over.
Oh, man.
Wow. Okay.
Jeez.
What to say about his porn?
Don't ask.
Involvement.
Please don't ask. Please don't make it investigate that.
Is he addicted
Please don't.
into...
Please.
Ask him what his high school girlfriends would say about him.
Please.
Just put in hockey and hoots.
Then what did hockey do on prom night?
Please.
Let's see if he says he's a dick.
Please don't get the authorities involved.
According to this police report.
It says there's no public information or credible evidence suggesting that Chris Hockey is, but then it goes on to list some celebrities that have been known to have addictions to pornography, like Terry Crews and Chris Rock.
Wow.
Do they know that?
I don't know.
Allegedly.
Terry Crews.
There is one thing all three of you have in common.
I can't quit you, porn.
Wow. Congrats.
Without specific verified information linking Chris Hockey to this issue, it would be speculative and inappropriate to suggest
Thank
that
you.
he has such an
Now
addiction.
you put that in AI's mind.
No, it's saying that you played linebacker for Mississinawa Valley, and there's no way to prove that you're addicted to this.
You can't prove that.
Correlation.
Hang on. What about gambling?
Oh, no. Please don't read the answer.
Yeah, don't.
Let's see if it's close.
Hand pays.
Yeah.
Oh,
Man, it definitely says you are.
No.
it does not.
Oh, yes, it does. It definitely does.
Why? How dare you?
It says there's a 2017 interview with the Star Tribune. It talks about how you have OCD, and then it says there's a 2024 Reddit thread speculating about your gambling problems.
Are you kidding me? There's a Reddit thread about me?
Yep, with users suggesting that his gambling may have gotten, quote, out of hand at times.
I am honored.
Man,
Wow.
it knows everything.
I didn't even know there was a Reddit about me. A Reddit? Is that what you say?
Sure.
I thought Reddit was just for pornography.
AI's typing.
Man, ChatGPT is not playing ball here. I asked, of the three members of the Power Trip morning show, which one is most likely to be addicted to porn? It says, not able to speculate on that.
Oh, that's so
good.
nice.
Thank you, AI.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Check the history on that computer.
Yeah, I think you got to give it more information.
No,
because it doesn't know if Mark Rosen is a real member of the Power Trip anymore or not.
How about this? Hockey has also referenced gambling on the Power Trip morning show.
We can stop now.
This one's no, this one's good. This last one. This is really good. I just like the quotes made me laugh. I'll tell you when we get to the quotes part. Hockey has also referenced gambling on the Power Trip morning show, including a notable instance in 2019 where he discussed spending significant amounts of money at casinos to chase large jackpots. Though he stated he was not addicted and gambling strategically with, quote, free money from previous winnings. Free money.
Brilliant.
No way.
It knows.
It does.
It knows everything.
My Lord.
Maybe. Oh, never mind. Yeah, just stop. Just stop.
How trippy is it? Maybe you were asking about Chris Hockey because you were just asking me about linebackers. Did you know he played linebacker in high school?
Unbelievable.
That is unbelievable.
That is unbelievable.
I don't even think anybody in that studio of there knew what positions I played. Did you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You
All right.
brought it up. Yeah.
And long snapper.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. All right.
Oh, now AI knows. Because I
Lord.
just said it.
Hey guys, I have something to share with you guys off air. I know this is like a really weird tease, but I'm going to tease ourselves internally for what I'm about to tell you off air.
Oh, listeners love that.
I'm
It's like
intrigued.
a Tommy Olsen story all over
I'm
again.
intrigued.
Doesn't have anything to do with me, does it?
Power Trip Morning Show after this on the Fan.